Business is business, man. We already and NFL season about to start in 2 weeks, and we still don't know who's going to start in Cleveland, bro. Whether it's going to be Deshaun Watson, who they paid 230 fully guaranteed, or the fifth round pick in last year's NFL draft, Shedeur Sanders, bro. And as the news keep getting bigger and bigger, and people are wondering why y'all don't just automatically say it because you already paying 230 for Deshaun Watson, blah blah blah. We already know who finna start, but y'all keep beating around the bush. We got it straight from the source. The Cleveland Browns GM has sat down and spoke on a podcast called Debo and Joe under the umbrella of Nightcap, and the GM said itself that he basically said it straight. So we hearing it from straight from the guy, straight from the top. So yeah, let's look at what the GM says that everybody's speculating about on if who's going to be the starting, because we already know in Minnesota we already know who's starting. Now we need to know what's going down in Cleveland. Today is August 22nd, and they do have a preseason game day. We already know the starter in that game will be Sanders, but that's just preseason. Who will start game one when it comes down to it? I mean, QB battles is the craziest because they get paid the most, and once you go back up, it's hard to start again. And I mean, do I think Shedeur will get another chance if he doesn't start? Yeah. Do I think he made well of his chances last year? Yeah, I think he played pretty well. I think the choice of picking Dylan Gabriel over Sanders was I don't know, it was like a blackball choice because obviously the whole league picked a couple of times before the fifth round and nobody chose him. And they chose Dylan Gabriel in the third round. And we are seeing Shedeur play over Dylan Gabriel. Why is that? That just tells you that was the ego move. That was just to be a part of what everybody's doing. The movement that they had against Shedeur last year, which nobody could understand because I thought he was going second or third round and he ended up going fifth. But then you pick a QB in the third as a wasted pick just to play the fifth rounder over him. So we're not even gonna get to all that. We just want to know what the GM's gonna say and the GMs do get a say. He's not the coach. Because Todd Monk is the coach, but so I mean, on an organizational standpoint, they get to dictate how they want. I mean, because they pick the players, so they want to know how their season going to be, and they do got to say, even though Todd Monk is the coach. But let's see what he say.
Yeah. So I got to jump on the elephant in the room.
Yep.
Y'all got a little bit of a quarterback battle over there,
Yep.
public, a little
Yep.
public
Yep, no
battle going
combo.
on over there between Shedeur and Deshaun. I think a lot of fans or people in general are conspiracy theorists to some degree, and I want to just cut the BS and put it out there and ask you the question because it's easier just coming straight from the horse's mouth. And it's a lot of people I know you heard that said, you know what, they're paying Watson too much money to not start him. Okay, and that is BS. I know it's going to be based on performance, but I'm gonna let them hear it straight from the horse's mouth. How much of the pressure is on you to start the Watson because of what you're paying?
Yeah, it's a great question. I know that can be a common narrative in professional sports, but you're 100% right that it doesn't matter what they're paid when they're on the field. Like, what we want are wins and performance and production. Um, Look, there are going to be guys there are going to be high salary players that get outperformed by lower salary players. There are going to be some that really hit the mark. It just, I mean, shoot, if teams in general operated with, hey, we've just got to play the money, so to speak, James Harrison would never have a career, right? Like
He never touched it.
Yeah, you'd never have a career. And that's particularly important at the most important position in sports, which is quarterback. So it's a performance based decision. The contract does not matter. We're pleased with both guys. I think they both had a nice preseason and they did some good things in the game this weekend. But ultimately it's performance and production that's going to drive the decision for Coach Monk.
There it is, Debo.
I think it's cap. There's cap in there because last year, the past 2 years that he hasn't played, obviously he was hurt. This year he is fully healthy. You think they finna sit 230 million guaranteed on the bench and not get any production from it after they paid him all that? it just tells you like it only makes sense. Like that's your start. Like you're not gonna pay. I mean, or you're gonna cut, which he's fully guaranteed. So he's like, when when a player get all their guaranteed money and they still got a few years left, but there's no more guaranteed money, they start cutting them. With Deshaun Watson, there is no that. So they have to like forcefully play him. They have to make it work at least for the last year of his deal, which I think is this year. And if he plays well on it, do they pay him again? That's another thing to look at. I don't think they pay him again. I don't think they fall for that because obviously the owner, this is the GM, the owner said that it was his worst deal ever in his career, which is crazy to say because I mean, shit, he went through allegations and he went through 2 big injuries. So this year is just like his first year healthy since his first year in Cleveland. But to say that pay don't matter, which is why you pay him to play, I just eh, hearing it from athletes because you're a GM. Hearing it from athletes, even athletes will tell you if you go back and listen to the Jeff T story when he was on the bench in Atlanta, he was like, "You see that boy right there? You got to pass Joe Johnson the ball. You got to pass Josh Smith the ball. That's why so then you get more playing time. The reason they paying these, it's the reason they paying them crazy money. You gonna play the people you pay because you want production. You want that return back. You want a little bit of ROI. You want to see what that 230 million, how much wins that could get you. There's no way you don't want that.
Listen,
I
man,
know
that's what
you
I've been
know.
telling these people. They don't want to listen to nothing, bro. They don't want to listen. I don't give a damn about no money.
How do you,
I
so
just- they don't care about
from
no
that
money.
last game, coach? How would you say, AB? How would you rate the performances though from the quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think we saw good things from both guys. Obviously, look,
It's preseason. It's early.
so guys aren't going to be perfect. I'd say with Deshaun, we were really pleased with how he operated the offense. He navigated the pocket well. He was accurate. He was really good with his progressions. And then when we had either miscues or a look that we weren't necessarily expecting down the field in coverage, he did a really nice job. He didn't break off like a huge scramble, but he did a good job of turning a play that really should have been a negative into a no gain or a short game with his legs. Obviously, would like to have the fumble on fourth down back and the delay of game penalty, but really pleased. He's put in a lot of hard work over the past, really over the last year plus, and I think that really showed. And then Shedeur, I think we continue to see major growth in Shedeur's game, both in terms of his processing speed. We know he's got a really natural touch with the deep ball. We know he's naturally accurate. I think you watch him in terms of how he navigates the pocket. That's greatly improved from his rookie year. And then really, the operation as well, because this offense puts a lot on the quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. And I think both of those guys really handled it well. Obviously, don't like to see the turnover. I think Shedeur said after the game, eyes in the right place, good decision, didn't execute the throw, and that's accurate. Like guys are going to have bad throws. In his case, I think obviously the inside of the pocket kind of got pushed into his lap a little bit, which probably caused a little bit of a higher trajectory on the throw. But on the whole, a lot of good to take, and then some.
Who did he glaze more right there? That's what it's gonna come down to. Who did he glaze more right there? He spoke on Deshaun first. He said more about Deshaun. Then he said that I mean, is it because of experience though? Because Deshaun Watson has been in the league more times, so you could speak on progression from Shadeur's rookie year. But anything you seen from Deshaun that he improved on, or he was just elite? Besides the turnover on fourth down and the delay a game, like which is no big deal. I think I mean, even by speaking, I can hear the biasness in his voice that Deshaun Watson will be starting on the first game of the season.
Good moments where we're going to be able to coach off of them and then really improve as we go into the Buffalo week.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it is to get you a franchise quarterback in this league. And when I say a franchise quarterback, I'm talking about somebody that's there for 8 years plus. That is the face of the face of your offense, the face of your team.
Bro, we can say that that's hard, but you can't pick somebody in third place or in the third round over somebody in the fifth round and try to play him over him. So that be like from the jump when you guys picked on draft night, you guys failed off rip because you guys basically crushed the confidence of Shedeur, letting him fall to the fifth round. Obviously he's not doing a good job picking. If you gonna let Shedeur pass and pick up Dylan, then not play Dylan to play Shedeur, plus you have 5 QBs on the same summer that they're both drafted. You got 5 QBs on your roster. Yeah, you're gonna have a long time picking them. But you gonna do a good job at shit. Man, who y'all think gonna start in the comment? Because obviously he's still beating around the bush. He's still beating around the bush on this stuff. I mean, obviously, is Shedeur gonna start sometime in the season? Yes, mid-season when if I ain't gonna say when because I ain't gonna pray on his downfall, but if Deshaun Watson don't play well for the first 5 games, then we'll see a change again, like we seen last year, and they'll plug in Shedeur and he'll finish off the season. But to start the season in week 1, we know who it's gonna be. Deshaun Watson and the GM and the head coach and the owners, they're still beating around the bush because I don't know what they're scared of. But just tell the people so we know and we can calm down and help with fantasy teams. Even though probably nobody's gonna pick up Shedeur and Deshaun Watson, but still, some dumbasses is gonna do it. And y'all like videos like this, man? Just please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.